Right. Thank you. My presentation is basically back to vegetables. Sorry, guys. I know we had lunch. To pick up on Brett's topic. Indeed, I'll say some words about the Innovation Measurement Standard Challenge that we conducted in collaboration and partnership with Spigit. The goal of this challenge was to allow organizations share their best innovation practices and practices of innovation management, as well as facilitate collaboration and push innovation even further through meaningful innovation measurements. The IAOIP has an innovation measurement group, and we've done a lot of work in terms of collecting innovation measures and putting them on our website. However, this work was expanded further to the global scale through our challenge that we hope to use to develop our own certification in innovation measurement and share with ISO to make them a part of the standards. And I also forgot to rename my slides to reflect the new name. Our challenge ran in October, December of last year, and we extended a few phases just to accumulate more ideas and allow participants to share their comments and feedback and develop the suggested measures in more depth. The question of the challenge was very simple and very broad. How do you measure innovation? As I said, the challenge was partnership between IAOIP and Spigit, and the team brought together crowdsourcing platform, very powerful, with lots of options, capabilities, which you are experiencing at this conference. We provided user training and support. The project was managed, very well coordinated. We discussed measures, criteria for evaluation, policy procedures, and such. It was true partnership and true collaboration. We went through a few phases from soft launch, submitting measures, commenting, and voting. The team of moderators commented on every submitted idea to probe further to get more in-depth insights about potential data sources, about kind of more specifics related to each of these ideas. Then we went through expert review, and the criteria, again, were stipulated to include applicability to multiple industries, logic and clarity, and potential to advance innovation. And of course, then we did pairwise voting and announced the winners. Our challenge brought 109 participants, and there were quite a few leaders of innovation that were among those participants. In terms of company size, the biggest portion came from small companies, and most active were representatives of business services. And here are challenge results. We had 75 measures, actually, that were condensed upon discussion with participants. So they were condensed into 73 measures, and 5 were shortlisted for as best measures. There were quite a few hundreds of comments and numbers of votes submitted on Spigit website, and our Oscars will go to Tom Brazil for his forward-looking intelligent failure rate measure that tells companies how well they're exploring the borders of the unknown and pushing into the area of unknown. Other innovation measures, as you can see from the slide, focus on the value generated by innovation and results that innovation brings to the enterprise. Another top ideas focus on idea management aspects of innovation, as well as portfolio balancing. In terms of challenge measures themselves, we asked participants to align them with a type of innovation, and we identify 8 with category 9 being other, and align their measures with specific industries. For industries, majority of measures are relevant to all industries. And in terms of types of innovation, the open innovation was kind of the largest chunk, followed by all innovation types and the product innovation. But what's most important, or more important, I should say, is that our challenge brought not only measures, it brought frameworks. How do you organize the measures? Just not a single one. As one of our participants said, there's no one single measure for innovation. You have to select them according to your organization needs. So we got few measurement frameworks suggested by participants to include 3 horizons, 10 types of innovation, innovation capability, measurement of innovation capability, multidimensional framework of organizational innovation, and innovation measures classification schema. Basically, what types of measures do you use from strategic to tactical to operational measures. Another finding from the challenge was that our measures map to the innovation ecosystem. There are multiple ways to portray innovation ecosystem, and we've seen a few during our presentations today. So this is what emerged from the challenge. And I mapped the innovation types to the components of these, to the ecosystem. In addition to organization and external entities such as government, professional associations, and such, our ecosystem also includes space, such as innovation hubs or innovation centers or innovation parks, as well as horizons of growth. And I mapped some of our proposed measures to components of this ecosystem. The majority of measures focus on the organization itself and include measures for leadership, from portfolio balancing, where leaders actually score their projects and balance portfolio accordingly, and defensible decision making, to measures related to your workforce. How many are trained in innovation skills? What is the personal innovativeness, employee engagement, social capital, and such. Measures including diversity related to management, innovation crossover point, which is about basically accepting innovation as normal within the organization. What are the incentives for the innovation team? How open is your culture? How well you manage your innovation ideas, from number of ideas to percentage of, or number of ideas failed, and number of these ideas and proofs of concepts that turn into viable products. And of course, business processes and their effectiveness draw quite a few measures, from ROI to implementing lessons learned, improving your business processes, broader measures such as value creation and such. In terms of kind of the broader ecosystem, the measures included performance of innovation spaces, from number of companies that you host in your innovation center or your park, to number of firms that are pursuing joint innovation projects with academia, to the value they generate for the economy. Industry association awards, number of patents to illustrate connections with industry, degree of disruptiveness and intelligent failure rate for markets. We suggested measures for sustainability and ecological footprint, And of course, number for open innovations, especially the engagement of customers and technology into your innovation process. How many of you participate in your project, how innovation results are applied outside and within the organization and such, and joint projects with academia and your partners. Another way to kind of conceptualize the measures would be to map them to the three horizons of growth framework proposed by one of our challenge participants. So I basically kind of took the idea and the suggestion to use, say, spending to budget ratio for all three horizons, and added other measures that could potentially help evaluate and measure innovation for each of the three horizons. Also mapping the types of innovation from sustaining to basic research and breakthrough to each innovation horizon. Again, this is just kind of a suggestion. There are many more frameworks that we could use, but the challenge demonstrated clear that frameworks are just as important as the measures that were proposed. So basically, what did we learn? So there are multiple measures of innovation, and they cover 8 types that we specified and multiple industries. Our frameworks and our measures are consistent with the Oslo manual that you heard about today, because we adopted systems approach. We used frameworks to organize measures and reflect nonlinearity and complexity of innovation process and every innovation project. Our measures reflect internal and external innovation factors that affect organization and elements of its ecosystem. Another important finding is that there is quantitative and qualitative data and specific data sources brought by our participants to map to each measure. So it's not enough to say, let's measure your personal degree of personal innovativeness. How do you do that? So we got suggestions for specific instruments and data collection methods. We went further than Oslo Manual to look for sustainability and environmental impact of innovation. And of course it means that there's more work ahead, because 73 measures is a good start, but they do not encompass all richness of innovation measures. There's quite a few that are not there. There are quite a few gaps in the innovation ecosystem that I showed. Can we do more? Absolutely. Include more measures and make them more meaningful and more useful to the association members and to the industry. So if you'd like to join us, our IAOIP Innovation Measurement Work Group, to share your frameworks or innovation measures, please join us. And thank you so much.